Hello, my name is Hazel, and I'm going to show you about my passion project. My passion is art, and I mainly like drawing cats, and I'm going to show you a few of my cats I've drawn over the past 3 weeks, and some in the past, some while I was doing that.
Cool.
This is my first draft. It's not as good as it could be, but I still like it.
I love it.
This is my second draft. I like my first draft better, but I still like it. It got a little bit smudged, and I couldn't make the eyes the same size. This is my third draft, and I really like it. I spent a lot of time on it, and I could have shaded it, but I didn't have time. So this is what it looks like now. This is the one I did right before I started my first draft. And this is the Draw So Cute cat. It's not as good as it could be. I was going really quickly.
I think it's adorable. I especially like the little poop with flies flying around it.
And then I did this one yesterday. It's my hand, and that's made into a tree. And there's branches coming off. As you can see, this is a sleeping cat, and it's just sleeping through this cat falling off his branch and meowing as loud as he can.
Nailed it.
This is how I used to draw. It's obviously better than how I used to draw because it wasn't back then. But this is how I would try to draw my cats when I was 4, 5, 6, around then. But this is how I drew it. And I drew this yesterday. This is actually how I drew them.
This is an actual picture from...
This is actually from when I was 5 and 6. And I like this one, obviously, a lot better. And I shaded that one. And I didn't add the bow tie. Because this wasn't like most of the other ones I did. But that was how I did a lot of them. This is a cat I drew out of the word cat. The C is the tail, the A is the foot and part of the body, and the T is the mouth and part of the leg. I'm going to show you how I do my shading and how to draw a cat's eye. This is how to shade. So you can just put straight up and down lines. It's okay if you have a little bit of space in between them. And you can just take a paper towel, your finger, or a tissue, or a shading stick, and just rub it. It doesn't make too much of a difference with one of these kitchen paper towels, but tissues worked way better. And this is how it started. It went from this to that arrow.
So just smooths everything out?
Yeah. And if you hold the back of your pencil, you have darker strokes. But then when you hold right here, you have way lighter strokes. I'm going to show you how to draw a cat's eye that includes shading. So you kind of draw an upside down U. But this side's going to be a little more covered than this one. I mean, not covered, but down. And just make that line very dark, like this. And then start about right here and draw it almost as if it was an almond. And you can add this out a little more as the eyelash.
So this is the middle of the other eye would be right here.
And then everyone has this, all animals, all people, and yeah, the tear duct.
Where's the tear duct? Cool.
You're just gonna draw a slit. Depends on how light or dark it is. If it's dark, you would do it like that and connect it at the bottom. And if it's light, you would just do a circle around it, half circle. But it's gonna be in a halfway lit room, so I'm gonna do this. Kind of like a lemon right in between both of those. Not rounded at the bottom, but not too sharp. So then shade it in, but make sure you can still see the middle slit. And then to make it more realistic, you can start at the top, start about the shade you did for the eye, get a little lighter as you come down. Same as the other side. And finally, you're going to take a pencil that has never been used.
Are you going to blend that one? Or are you going to do this one unblended?
I'm going to blend this. And you're going to take the eraser and make a little, almost white dot. Right where you want it, where you want the sun to be. And then, now shade. Make sure you don't scrub it over like that. Start at the dark and going down. So it makes it more obvious that it's darker up there. And I don't shade that because it makes it look like it's part of this.
The highlight.
And the highlight kind of gets round.
Yep.
So that's it.